VMI head coach Danny Rocco. Coach Rocco, the first question is, why was VMI the position for you?
Well, there's a lot of different reasons for it. I think, first and foremost would be opportunity to be a head football coach in the Southern Conference. I think that's something that has always been very appealing to me. My wife and I had spent 16 years in the state of Virginia. I was at UVA, I was the head coach at Liberty, the head coach at Richmond. I got to know a lot about VMI during that timeline. Played against them when I was in the Big South Conference at Liberty University. And then their last two head football coaches, Scott Wachenheim and Sparky Woods, were both on my staff at different times. Scott was on my staff. He was our offensive coordinator when I was at Liberty, and then I hired Sparky Woods at Richmond soon after he left VMI. So I probably knew more about VMI than anybody that had never been to or worked at VMI. So I certainly recognized the challenges, but at least I recognized and understood those on the front end, and another thing about me, I'm very kind of substance driven. I'm of the mindset that, college athletics has moved away from substance and kind of into this word of status worship, and everyone's looking at the number of stars next to their name and the all-star teams and things like that. And I value substance. I believe substance is greater than status, and I think that that's a very congruent thought that is present at VMI, and that character-based driven experience, So in some ways, I feel like that makes me very well aligned, to be at the Institute.
What's been the biggest challenge as far as your first few months here as head coach?
Well, I think at the end of the day, the biggest challenge is going to be managing your roster. I think that's categorically going to be where you're going to have to do a really good job. I think we've done a good job in some aspects of that, but we haven't been through a full cycle yet. I think the other thing is just being able to kind of take your model and make it fit. And you got to be smart and aware that you can't cram something into a place where it doesn't fit. So I've been very attentive to the workings at VMI, the schedule, the experiences that the cadet athletes are having during the day. But again, a lot of that, knowing Coach Wachenheim the way I have over the years, and I'm kind of following some of his routines, right? Because the routines work and they fit, But I think at the end of the day, it'll probably be roster-driven as far as being able to make those kinds of decisions and manage those the best you can.
Looking at year one, what are your expectations for this team going into 2023?
Well, there's two ways I look at that. I mean, the most direct answer is to be very competitive. I think probably even in a bigger scope, though, is I want to see us to continue to make the kind of commitment that's going to allow us to make the progress we have to make to get to where we want to go. And through the whole process, you never want to lower your standards as the coach, but there are times when you have to be able to go out and meet your players where they are. And you can be hard, and then all of a sudden you gotta meet them where they're at, and you gotta bring them along. So I think it's more the idea of developing this culture that's based on hard work, commitment, sacrifice, great positive attitude, and I think we're making great strides in those areas.
Coach Rocco, I appreciate you taking some time to join me today, and good luck on your first season at VMI.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.